is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Good morning, American. It's Friday.
And thanks for joining us for the extravaganza as we continue to make the apocalypse fun. A lot of fun stuff today to tell you about the Proud Boys. Former leader Enrique Tarrio and 3 other members of, as they put it in the article, the far-right extremist group were convicted. The far-right extremist group.
Have we taken them out to Town Square yet?
And just executed them?
Just be done with it.
No, and we should, because...
just be done with it.
Seditious conspiracy is what they were convicted of. They face up to, could be 20 years. 20 years in prison. A jury in D.C. found Tarrio and 3 of his lieutenants guilty of seditious conspiracy after hearing from dozens of witnesses over more than 3 months. One of the most serious cases brought in the stunning attack, the stunning insurrection at the U.S. Capitol building. Jurors cleared a 5th defendant, Dominic Pezzola, of the sedition charge, though he was convicted of other serious felonies. Okay, good. You don't want him to get off on.
He's not getting off.
If he was there, he needs to be prosecuted and convicted to the full extent of the law. The judge excused the jury without delivering a verdict on some counts, including another conspiracy charge for Pezzola, after jurors failed to reach a unanimous decision. Shoo. According to Merrick Garland, the Justice Department will never stop working to defend the democracy to which all Americans are entitled.
Well, good. Good.
None of us are entitled to a democracy.
No.
We have a republic.
No, he said that, though.
Yeah, he did say that. He did say it. So we're going to fight to the death for something we don't even have, for something we aren't. That's good. That's really good. Tarrio has been behind bars since he was arrested last March. Not this, like a year ago, March 2022. He didn't appear to show any emotion as the verdict was read. Hugged one of his lawyers, shook the hand of the other before leaving the courtroom. Few other people sitting among the defendant relatives wiped away tears. I don't know to this day what it was they actually did. Did they
You just read
parade? Did they mill? I know they were milling around, but did they also parade?
You just read it. Seditious conspiracy.
And what was it they were doing that qualifies as such?
Trying to
I'd like to know.
Overthrow
the government, the democracy. Because it was the day democracy almost died. And so we can never forget that day. And we're going to bring it up every 5 minutes for the rest of your lives.
More than 500 people have pleaded guilty to charges related to the Capitol riot, and 80 others have been convicted during trials.
Wow. I wonder what kind of sentences the rest of them got. Because the Proud Boys, they particularly
were the front runners.
Something against.
Yeah, they were the front runners.
Yeah, I think there were some emails going back and forth, and I don't know. But look, here's a part of what was happening that day.
I don't know that those
if
are
you
actual
can bear
Proud
to look
Boys.
at it, it's so disturbing. So disturbing. Yeah, I don't know if there's Proud Boys among them, but probably.
Probably.
White supremacy group.
They tried to make the case that, Enrique was a known FBI informer, right? And there were other FBI people involved inside the Proud Boys. That didn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, there were FBI agents undercover that were instigating a lot of it, pushing these guys into doing things.
Yep.
It's not called entrapment. I mean, I hate to throw that word around, but since we're throwing around seditious conspiracy, we might as well. I mean, they don't even charge Eric Swalwell with seditious conspiracy after sleeping with a Chinese spy for 2 years. This is not the United States of America that our founders established. We just don't have equal justice anymore.
No, we certainly don't. Certainly doesn't
Completely
appear.
gone. In addition to Tarrio, a Miami resident, 3 other Proud Boys were convicted of seditious conspiracy. And so they were also convicted of obstructing Congress's certification of Biden's electoral victory and obstructing law enforcement, as well as 2 other conspiracy charges.
So it didn't happen. The Biden becoming president, and Congress was shut down. We're still we haven't even got Congress back up and running yet, right?
Well, because it was all almost overthrown that day.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it takes a long time to repair that.
We didn't certify Joe Biden as president.
We did. We managed to
on a
do
different
that.
day, or was it the?
Yeah, I think it was that very day.
Oh, weird.
But it took him longer. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
So there was a slight delay
because of the seditious conspiracy.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. So we're going to make them pay, and they're going to pay dearly. So the 4 were cleared of an assault charge stemming from Pizzola, who, get this, when I read it first earlier this morning, I threw up a little bit in my mouth.
Do you need a bucket now?
I might need a bucket. I got the garbage pail right here.
All right.
He stole an officer's riot shield. He didn't do anything with it. He didn't hit anybody with it. But he took the officer's riot shield. See, that's what I mean. That's what I mean.
I don't know.
The horror is too much to contemplate.
I appreciate you warning me, because I don't know that if I didn't think it was coming up.
Yeah. If it takes you by surprise, you're just going to heave all over the place. Or Ralph, as we used to say in school. Yeah. He's just Ralph.
He's Ralph.
And then somebody else would Ralph because of the first one.
I'm definitely in that.
Yeah, that's a chain thing. Nasty. Man. Some of them, Rel's attorney, Carmen Hernandez, Rel is one of the guys who was convicted yesterday. His attorney said he continues to maintain his innocence. So I don't even know. I don't know if they know what it is they specifically did that was a felony that deserves up to 20 years in prison. Was it just because you're in the Capitol building?
Involved, right? And they knocked over some barriers.
So?
And I don't know that this was actually in the trial, but I think it could be in today's world. He squared up on somebody.
Oh, yeah. You square up.
If you square up on somebody, man.
Death penalty.
And he had to have squared up on somebody when he took the...
Right? Oh boy. Even though you knew you were about to say something, you still almost Ralphed.
When he took the police riot shield.
Yeah. Oh. Let me get a drink here.
Swipe it down, wash it down a little bit.
See if I can calm myself down. I brought vodka in this morning just in case.
It better not be Russian vodka, I'll tell you that.
No, it's from Idaho. It's Idahoan vodka.
Okay.
Yeah. Very prestigious.
Yeah.
As you know, the vodka from Idaho is world class.
The best, yeah.
Wow. So the prosecution, and they're not anywhere near done with this.
No way.
They wanted to round up another 1,000 people,
and they will.
And I'm sure they will.
I don't know why they're thinking, we're thinking about it. I'm just going to do it.
Just a safety tip. If you happened to be there on January 6th, don't post about it. Don't tweet about it. In fact, delete any reference to you being there.
But here's the thing.
Because they'll come for you.
Okay, so here's the thing. And I honestly believe this. Okay, I think you're caught between a rock and a hard place. Because if you would do that, if you delete, you say, I was there, and I don't want people to know now that I was there, and you delete it. And they already have those. When they come to arrest you, the headline's going to be, after they deleted all their pictures of being there on January 6th.
Yeah, they will. Yeah.
So, they're going to turn it on you no matter what. Whether you delete the... I don't understand it, but, man, I was sure if I was there, I'd honestly, I don't know what I would do to now. Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, if I hadn't been questioned already, I don't know what. I mean, I guess delete it and shut your face.
Yeah, just
which
be
is a bad
quiet
place
about
to
it.
be. Just
really
a terrible
bad
place to be.
Yeah. Now, if you were responsible for attacking police officers or anybody else, or there was vandalism too, if you did any of those things, you should be arrested and prosecuted for it.
Yeah, but not thrown in the Huskow
not for 20 years. Yeah. It's a little disproportionate, isn't it?
Definitely is disproportionate.
I mean, you got murderers being turned out into the street now by DAs who were helped to get into office by George Soros, and none of them are tough on crime. All of a sudden, now, oh boy, we can't abide this. The law is the law.
Right.
And you people will be prosecuted to the full extent of it.
And like you said, Eric Swalwell is a prime example of someone
sedition, man. Treason. I'd call it treason. Who knows what that guy, what secrets he gave up. He was on the Intelligence Committee and sleeping with Yum Yum, as what's-his-face called her. Fang Fang. Now, did she die in a plane crash? Do we know?
Oh, was she on,
she on the... there was a Fang Fang that died in a crash or something a while ago.
Oh.
And we were all like, is that the Fang Fang?
Oh.
The Yum Yum Fang Fang? I don't know.
Honestly, I don't know.
I don't know.
It would not surprise me, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, isn't that interesting?
Me.
Wouldn't that be interesting?
Yes, it would.
If after they got everything they needed from her, downwind her plane.
Yeah, we can't have her hanging around anymore.
No. It's a lot like what would have happened to the NASA astronauts had they not really gone to the moon. Somebody would have to have eliminated them.
I believe many were eliminated. I don't know if you listened to the interview the guy gave us last week.
Yeah, it was
he
part of it.
Murders.
Yeah, he did. One guy got killed. One guy? Well, yeah, somebody admitted to a murder on his deathbed, right? Wasn't that his deal? So, one person got killed?
I think there were more, actually.
I think he listed another bunch that he thinks are possible.
Yeah.
But that wouldn't do it. You've still got a bunch of astronauts who are still alive. Of the 12, I don't know how many live today, but they lived for a while afterwards.
Oh, yeah.
And in those kinds of things, people always eventually break down. Whether it's their conscience,
especially when they get older. I mean, that's been my argument forever is that you got to get to the actors and actresses and celebrities and astronauts and people that are involved in high level things when they're about between 80 and 85, maybe 90. If they're still hanging out between 85 and 90, because that's when they don't care.
Right.
They're at the end.
Right.
And what are you going to do to me?
Exactly.
And they say everything that happened. It's awesome.
Happens all the time.
I love those interviews.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, Buzz Aldrin's kind of like that now. Right? What are you going to do to me? And that's why he hit that guy in the face, Bart. What's his name? Sabrell.
Yes, Bart.
Yeah, Bart Sabrell hit him right in the face because Sabrell was calling him a liar and all of that. And Buzz Aldrin didn't appreciate it, and he didn't care what people thought.
So he's still carrying on the lie. This is what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying. Yes. And so did Neil Armstrong. Now, he claims falsely that 2 out of the 3 original astronauts that walked on the moon wouldn't give interviews, never gave an interview. And that's not true because we all know Buzz Aldrin has given hundreds. And there was a really nice 60 Minutes piece with Neil Armstrong where he discussed it. So I don't know about Michael Collins. I don't know if he's not given any interviews. But, I mean, a lot of what the guy said last week, this isn't true. But if you want to review it,
absolutely,
just find it on the website, blaze.com/Pat. And check out last week's podcast, last Friday, so a week ago today. Meantime, let me tell you about Bank on Yourself. If you've ever been given bad advice about your retirement savings, and I have, were you told to max out your 401k, maybe the Wall Street casino loves to roll the dice with your money, your hard-earned savings, and you might think, well, the stock market keeps going up. Yeah, it's kind of volatile. It's really volatile, in fact. The only thing that's guaranteed by Wall Street is that they're going to get their payday. Whether you win or lose doesn't matter to them. So if you want tax-free retirement income, you'll know what your tax rate will be in retirement. It'll be 0 under current tax law, which protects you from the coming tax tsunami. And you're completely in control of this. There's built-in inflation protection. Bank on yourself. Find out all about it with a free report. It's got all the details on how to bank on yourself and how this strategy adds guarantees, predictability, tax savings, and control to your financial plan. So just go to bankonyourself.com/unleashed. That's bankonyourself.com/unleashed.
We probably should apologize.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
We probably should apologize. There are listeners right now that are struggling to not Ralph their coffee.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We didn't
Yeah, that's
even
right.
warn them.
That's right. We should have warned you
Sorry.
a little bit better. Dang it.
Next time.
Dang it. Oh, darn. Should have done better on that. Oh, man. Yeah, you might be in the midst of breakfast.
Yeah, well, the one I saw was coffee. Yeah,
Coffee.
Yeah.
Okay.
Coffee everywhere.
Still, you don't want coffee everywhere.
No, you do not.
So you gotta wait till, I don't know, midday at least
will
to
say-
start playing that
I will
footage.
say I don't want any Ralphing of any kind, no matter what sort it is.
I hate to Ralph, so
Me too.
I avoid it at all costs, for sure. More embarrassing footage coming out of Tucker Carlson.
Oh, no.
This guy was something else. Can you believe the onslaught here?
It's amazing.
Wow, are they trying to ruin him? Trying desperately. And where is all this behind-the-scenes footage coming from?
Right. Funny how that happens.
Somebody at Fox News has gone into overdrive trying to ruin Tucker Carlson.
Now,
And they're just throwing everything at the wall to try to see if anything sticks.
Well, everything I've seen does not hurt him
Doesn't
at
hurt
all.
him at all. Yeah, there was some, I don't know, they were trying to make some racial thing. That didn't even pan out. I mean, there's just nothing they have on him that would make you think, oh, geez, he's never going to get a job again.
Right.
When he supposedly called a colleague's girlfriend yummy, and then he immediately said, I've never even seen her, I'm just kidding. Oh, no! What a misogynist!
Right.
And by the way, can you not compliment women anymore? If you say, let's say he wasn't kidding. Let's say he saw her and called her yummy. Would she be offended by that? He's called you yummy. That's a really nice compliment.
Is it, though?
Is it? Yeah.
Is it, though?
Yeah, it is. I think it is. I don't know. Maybe the women
And he
listening
didn't
can
call
tell
it.
us.
It wasn't to his face or to
No,
her face.
no.
He was talking to
He was
other
just referencing-
guys and other
Yeah.
people on the set.
Right.
That this particular female was yummy.
Right. That
That
he
bastard.
had never seen, he said. He was just kidding. But let's say he wasn't, and he had seen her, and now he was saying, you know, his girlfriend is yummy. Is that terrible? Is that misogynist? Is it? I don't know. It doesn't seem to me to be earth-shatteringly bad.
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know.
Okay, you, of all people, you don't know? Come on.
If I say she's yummy, no, that's not a bad thing.
Okay.
That's not a bad thing.
But when Tucker says it,
does it,
it's
yeah,
really bad.
thing.
I guess you could say it in a really creepy way, like, ooh, you're really yummy.
It's-
And then
that's
that
right.
would be
and
different.
that's the way that they take it, right?
But that's not how it was
it.
delivered by him.
I know. Well, again, that's why I say none of the videos make him look bad at all.
Right, they don't. They don't.
Because it wasn't like, oh, yeah.
No,
I
she
saw her.
H-O-T.
All right.
Yeah. That's right, Mama.
Can't wait to
That's
get
what-
off the show so I can take care of a little business.
That's what I'm talking about. Oh, yeah.
All right.
She is yummy. Oh, my. That's right. Let's have a little Marvin Gaye on the side. Or maybe a little Barry White.
Barry, yeah, you gotta love Barry.
Barry White.
Huge fan of Barry
mama. Okay, so
Huge fan of Barry White.
Are you really?
I am.
Yeah.
I love Barry White.
Oh, I'll bet you do.
My favorite album, Let the Music Play. Awesome.
Oh, man.
Awesome. That entire album is great.
You kidding me? I love it. Can't get enough of it.
One of my favorite bits of all time was a David Letterman bit, Camping with Barry White. Awesome.
I'll bet that was. Sounds
hilarious.
Funny. Sounds
hilarious because the last person on the planet you'd think about camping with is
Yeah.
Barry White.
Is he still alive?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so because he'd be pretty old now, like 206 or something. Speaking of Marvin Gaye, though, the big the big trial with
The
Ed
verdict
Sheeran came down, and Sheeran said, "Look, if I lose this one, I'm going to quit music." That's interesting. I don't know if he really would have, but he doesn't have to worry about that now because he won. He won the lawsuit, and the Marvin Gaye family didn't reap the benefits this time. After they've sued, I don't know how many people.
Bunch of people. And Sheeran's been sued multiple times
yes,
as
he
well,
has.
which is why he was saying, enough already.
Right.
I'm just making music.
Sick of it. And so what he was saying about the chord progression was that everybody uses them. I mean, it's like trying to say you copyrighted the color blue.
Right.
Doesn't work. I mean,
Right.
you have the right to use these chords.
Right.
Nobody owns them. So it's interesting. But this...
And we decided, we went over this
I think we
on
did.
one of our overtimes with you, Keith, and myself, and we decided that the jury and the court sided correctly with us.
Yeah. Thinking of You is the song in question, and Marvin Gaye's Let's Get It On
Work like they used to before,
is obviously Ed Sheeran.
and I can't sweep you off of your feet.
You like him?
I do.
Yeah.
There's a number of songs that I like by him.
Will your mouth
Good
still
monster.
remember the taste of my love?
No. My
Will your eyes still smile from your cheek?
Really?
no.
Darling, I've been really trying,
You can't even tell the difference.
No. It's the same song, right?
trying to hold back the feeling.
Have they switched it yet?
Not about that. It's about the
Baby,
chord
my
progression.
Yeah, right.
Okay, is it?
It's about the beat and the texture.
Heart at 23.
Sorry, you can't own texture and you can't own
right.
beat.
I'm thinking
So,
about how. And if you
I mean, there's some similarities,
got you, baby, then come on.
but it's not like you can't tell the difference between the two songs.
So honey, now
Dun, dun.
Man, you have to really stretch it to think
take me
that
into your
Yeah.
loving
he heard
arms.
that. Mm-hmm. And that's what Thinking of You
Kiss
came
me under the light of a
No.
thousand stars. Nothing wrong with me loving you. Baby, no, no. And
Do you still think?
giving yourself to me.
Yes.
Do you?
Never be wrong.
I do too. I mean, it's just too hard now.
Baby,
It's just
we found love right.
like everything else. It's gotten ridiculous.
Yes.
Like everything else on this planet, it's out of control, ridiculous. And everybody who writes a song, if it's played on the radio, you're going to be accused of copyright violation.
Right.
That's just a thing now. And I don't think Ed Sheeran wanted to lose another $5, $10, $20 million. Didn't he do a $20 million payout?
Yeah.
Was it, what
I
song
feel like
was it?
I don't remember which one it was.
The
but
Shape of You?
There were
Shape of
there
You?
were yeah, maybe yes, it was. Yes, The Shape of You, and there were several different reports. So I don't know. It was between 5 and 20. So somewhere in there.
That's a lot of money.
It sure is. But Ed, let's be honest.
He's got
Ed's got
some
way,
to spare.
way too much money.
Like, he probably could have retired from music and been fine.
Yes.
The rest of his life.
I mean, he's already doing TV shows, right? They're getting him on The Voice or whatever, a star.
Oh, is he going to be on The
show.
Voice?
Not The Voice. It's American Idol, I think. He's going to take Katy Perry's place on Idol for an episode or so.
For one episode?
I think, or whatever episode they're doing, because Katie's got to go over to the coronation. And he's got his new Disney Plus documentary series, The Sum of It All, coming out.
He's got a what is he, 30, 33, something like that? And he's already has a documentary series about him. Sheesh. Wow. Is he married?
Yes. Yeah, he did the rounds. He made the rounds around the world.
Yeah,
for
I thought he
years.
did.
He took care of a little Ed Sheeran business, and then he's got because in the docuseries, and I didn't realize that he was married actually, but in the docuseries promo, they show him with a female who's pregnant, and I'm assuming that that's
his wife. You're assuming.
Yeah, I am assuming that.
You know what happens when you assume.
Why don't I just look that up now? As a matter of fact,
I don't know what the how much was the how much were the gay family asking for?
Oh, I don't know. I never saw a price on that.
Yeah, I haven't either. But whatever it was, he's not going to have to pay it. But what should happen there is that you must, if you lose this lawsuit, then you've got to pay the attorney fees, the court fees, everything, because we have to curb this somehow. And if you're penalized for bringing a bogus lawsuit to court, then maybe you won't bring so many lawsuits to court. Everybody's just trying for a big fat payday. Is he married?
He is married.
Yeah, okay.
And by the way, he's 32.
32.
32.
And already there's a documentary on
He's
him.
married. His wife, Cherry Seaborn.
Love Cherry.
Been married to that. They have a couple of kids.
Oh, really?
Jupiter Seaborn.
Jupiter?
Sheeran. And Lyra Antarctica Seaborn Sheeran.
What?
So.
What? What are you doing, Ed?
No,
What are you doing?
I am not one to make. You name your kids whatever the hell you want.
Yeah, Elvis, Maximilian.
First of all, it's Maximus.
Maximus. Okay.
All right, enough with your little Maximilian BS.
It's Maximus because he's named after the gladiator guy, right? He's named after
Maximus Decimus Meridius.
That's him.
Of the armies of the North.
That's him.
General of the Felix Legions. Loyal servant to the true Emperor Marcus Aurelius.
Wow, how many times have you seen that movie? That is incredible. Is that the only thing you have memorized? Because I've never heard that from you before.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
love
great.
That movie, man.
The only thing that you've got better down better than that is how horrified you are when people bring up the island of Spice. And
we're having such a good time here today, and then
I had to bring it up. I know. Sorry.
I mean,
it was kind of rude of me, wasn't it?
It was.
Also, I don't think we've talked about this on the show, but we talked about it on Overtime the other day. The inductees have been announced for the Rock Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
and they're terrific.
I will say that at the end of going through the inductees and the special awards, it sounds like it was kind of an off year.
Ooh, was it ever? Kind of an off year?
Yeah.
I'd say it's an off year to about the 1,000th power. Jeez. So Willie Nelson is in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Which you predicted, by the way.
Which I predicted.
Psychic.
Because it makes no sense, and that's when you know it's going to happen. So Willie Nelson, Kate Bush. I don't think I've ever met anybody who's ever said, who I love is that Kate Bush. Man, she's good.
Well, here.
I've got everything she ever did, her entire works. It's the entire Kate Bush library of music is at my house and my disposal. Rage Against the Machine. Man. Missy Elliott. Sheryl Crow, which is the one I can kind of say, okay, Sheryl Crow, all right.
No Rage? You're not good with that?
George Michael and the Spinners.
Man, you're making a list of the Rock Hall of Fame right there.
Yeah, man. Where have these people been? Why haven't they been in the hall sooner? Am I right?
You are right.
I mean, luminaries such as these should have been recognized decades ago. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up. Welcome. Great to have you with us. 888-900-3393. Also, Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Meantime, we have Jeffy's Fat Five to cover here.
All right, awesome. We'll be. I suppose I should actually open up the email and do the Fat Five today. Congratulations to the top 10 biggest money earners in sports. Forbes top list. We can go from one.
Let me guess. We can go from 10 to 1.
Okay, because if I start at 1, then the rest of them are just losers.
Yes, right.
I want the bottom
all the suspense.
I want the bottom 9 to feel like they've accomplished something.
Right.
All right. Number 10, Kevin Durant, $89.1 million.
That's more than basketball salary. Then that includes everything, right?
Yes.
Sponsorships and
correct,
all that.
Roger Federer,
$89 million.
the only retiree on the list, $95.1 million.
Wow.
Number 8, Steph Curry, $100.4 million.
A year. Keep in mind, this is per year, right?
That's
this
correct.
is not their net worth
That's
when you
correct.
include their home and all of that stuff.
That's
this
correct.
This is what they earn per year.
That's correct.
All right.
Number 7, Phil Mickelson, $106 million. And he, along with number 6, Dustin Johnson, at $107 million. That's all live money.
Yeah.
That's
the
live golf
new
money.
golf tour from Saudi Arabia.
Number 5, which, good for them. Number 5, Canelo Alvarez, $110 million.
Who is that? Canelo Alvarez?
Is the Mexican boxer.
Oh.
Looks so.
Oh, okay. All right. Sorry, I'm not following boxing currently. I should be.
Ever.
I mean, I'm not as up on boxing as I probably should be.
Number 4.
I'm not up on my cricket either. So I'm going to try to do better.
No cricket members in the top 10, though.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. Number 4, at $119.5 million, LeBron James.
Wow. Sheesh.
Number 3, at $120 million, Kylian Mbappe, the soccer player from France. Number 2, at $130 million, Lionel Messi.
Okay. Lionel Messi was just offered, what was it?
Yeah, he's
to go to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to go, though.
He was offered, what was it? Was it $100 million?
Because the number 1 guy on the list, Cristiano Ronaldo, at $136 million.
Wow.
He went to Saudi Arabia. And we'll see how that's working out. Apparently, that's Ronaldo might have to come back. But Lionel is he's leaving his team, though, and he's going to another team. So he'll be doing another big contract.
Ronaldo makes how much?
136 this last year.
136 million. Not bad.
No, that's not bad.
It's not bad.
Oh, that's not bad. That guy, man, he just oozes money, man, wherever he goes. Wherever he goes, amazing. So sticking with sports and the Fat Five, number 2, we mentioned last week, I think we did, that Lamar Jackson, the quarterback for the Baltimore Ravens, signed a 5-year extension to his contract, and that's worth $260 million over 5 years, with $185 million guaranteed. Doesn't matter what happens, goes to him. That makes Jackson the league's highest paid player, with an average annual salary of $52 million a year. And it puts him just ahead of the Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts, who was the league's highest paid player for about a second, after signing a 5-year deal for $255 million. Now, the $185 million guaranteed for Lamar puts him second best to Deshaun Watson's guaranteed money of $230 million guaranteed from the Cleveland Browns.
For Deshaun Watson.
I know.
Are you kidding me? Really?
He got it, though. I mean, whatever. As a side note, in the Chewing the Fat Five in the NFL, think about this. Now that Aaron Rodgers has been traded to the New York Jets, all right,
supplanting Zach Wilson, by the way, for their starting quarterback.
Oh, no.
Yeah. That's going to upset a lot of fans.
Zach was so great.
A lot of Jets fans are going to be...
Aaron is the king of the town now, man.
Yeah.
He is the king.
Yeah.
I mean, he better win.
Several Packers followed him to New York. Randall Cobb and Alan Lazard both left, and they're going to join him in New York.
Yep.
wow, they should be good this year.
And they were already had a bunch of pieces that made them well. So the Jets are in a
Good
great
shape.
place. You'll be seeing them quite a lot on primetime television this year during the NFL season.
I bet you will, yeah.
You can count on that. But since he left Green Bay to go to New York, now we have the longest tenured quarterbacks that have been with the same team, with their current team. Number one, Dak Prescott. He started week 1 of 2016.
Wow.
And number 2, Patrick Mahomes. Started
Kansas City Chiefs.
week 17 in 2017. Number 3, started week 1 of 2018, Kirk Cousins for the Vikings.
By the way, there's another BYU quarterback that the Vikings just drafted, so he'll be taking over for Kirk Cousins.
Will he, though?
Yeah, he will.
Will he?
He
Okay,
will. Yeah,
okay.
he will.
All right, number 4, week 2 of 2018, he took the helm for the Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen.
Oh, and he's done so much better than I thought he was going to.
I mean,
He's
Buffalo's
elite.
giving him time, yeah.
Yeah.
Grown. And, of course, that makes Lamar Jackson 5th on the list because he started for Baltimore week 11 of 2018.
Wow.
So those are the longest tenured quarterbacks in the NFL. So turnovers, pretty amazing. Mm-hmm. I mean, Dak took over after Tony Romo got injured in 2016, and will not look back.
Yep.
Will not look back. So, I mean, before that, I was looking at, I love these stupid little stat stories, but if you would have done this same list in 2016, all right, when Dak took over, for Tony, obviously, every quarterback in the top 5 would have had at least a decade with their current team. Brady, Manning, Eli, Phillip Rivers, Ben Roethlisberger, Drew Brees.
What about Aaron Rodgers?
Well, yeah, Aaron would have been on that list.
Yeah, he would have been on that list for sure.
But that would have only
been 9 years.
But that would have been
that's
10.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would have been close to 10.
Yeah,
But-
absolutely.
Huh.
Anyways, it's
All right.
interesting,
So
the
that's
turnover.
is that the third of the 5?
Well, that was a side note.
Okay.
A side note in 2. For number 3 of the Fat 5, archaeologists have found the remains of a 19th century quarantine hospital on what was once an above-sea island in the Florida Keys. The Dry Tortugas National Park announced the discovery of the archaeological site near Garden Key. It was found as part of a survey conducted by the Cultural Resources staff, the National Park Service's Submerged Resources Center, and the Southeast Archaeological Center.
I love the Submerged Resources Center.
I love them.
Don't you? Yeah.
I love them.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought you did.
I do.
We share that in common.
Park can't get enough of the Submerged Resources
No,
Center.
man, I read everything that they put out, all of it.
Park officials said the hospital was used to treat yellow fever patients from Fort Jefferson.
I could have told you
In
that.
1890 to 1900. So far, only one grave has been identified. Officials said it belonged to laborer John Greer, who died in 1861 of unknown causes. Now, officials said, aside from its history as a prison during the American Civil War, it served as a naval coaling outpost, a lighthouse station, the naval hospital quarantine facility, military training center, harbor, and it's just, it just was left abandoned and worn down and went underwater, which is kind of cool. But I say, what do you say we just leave it where it lays? I say we just leave it where it lays. I don't want to bring up yellow fever.
No. Stupid idea.
It's interesting how we used to quarantine people, though.
Yeah.
Huh. Anyway, I just think we should just go ahead.
Yeah, leave it alone.
Let's leave it alone. Let the
Leave it alone.
divers. If you want to go down, and take a look at the gravesite underwater.
ahead.
You know what? Pay the National Park Service's Submerged Resources Center. And let them have a couple extra bucks and go down
And then
take a
knock
look.
yourself out.
Yeah,
But don't bring it back up.
Do not bring it back up. Yeah,
Good safety tip.
leave
Thank you,
it where
Jeffy.
it lay.
It's a
Thank
really
you.
good safety
In
tip.
Michigan, the Department of Agriculture and Rural Development.
It's a hard word to say.
Rural. Department of Agriculture and Rural Development. You know him as MDARD. Is being looked at for misuse of power. Now, I know that's a surprise coming from a government agency, but that misuse of power is against a local farm opposed to the Goshen battery plant. MDARD is investigating a Majestic Frisian Horse Farm in Green Charter Township of Mecosta County. That's right there. That's one.
Okay, yeah.
State of Michigan. So the investigation comes nearly 2 weeks. I believe it's called the Gateway to the North.
Gateway to the North.
The North is Augusta County.
I didn't know there was one. But
now
good.
you do.
Now I do.
Okay.
Now I do.
The investigation.
You're not already in the North when you're in Michigan?
Well, no, but this is taking you up there, Augusta County. It's
All right.
there.
Okay. Who am I to question?
Okay. The investigation comes 2 weeks after the owner of the farm hosted a rally against the proposed battery plant. She said, I feel like we're being harassed. They're trying to shut me down. They're trying to scare me, and I'm not going to put up with it. So she held a rally on April 22nd, Earth Day, by the way. And according to MDARD, they received a right to farm complaint on the 26th of April, alleging manure runoff into tributaries of the Muskegon River. Did you? Did you get that? So she's been running this farm for 15 years, and now all of a sudden, they want to come after me with these complaints. So MDARD has said, this investigation, we're not targeting anyone. We're required by law to open an investigation after receiving a right to farm complaint. Oh,
of course.
Okay.
Yeah. They're just doing their jobs.
So a couple of representatives are calling on the Michigan House Committee on Ethics and Oversight, and I'm sure those people are great, to investigate MDARD over the potential misuse of power. I mean, this China EV battery plant is a nightmare, and they okayed it, though. They, Michigan is all ready to stamp it. And number 5 in the Chewing the Fat Five, loneliness. U.S. Surgeon General Vivek Murthy declared loneliness a public health epidemic. So Murthy said, are you just...
No, I'm not dismissing that at all. I just had a little thing in my throat.
Murthy said half of U.S. adults experience loneliness, and that it can be as dangerous as smoking up to 15 cigarettes a day. Research over the years has also found isolation can lead to sleep issues, depression, anxiety, heart disease, stroke, and dementia. The pandemic only exacerbated those problems. Now, in a new 82-page advisory, Murthy outlined a framework to repair social connection. It recommends boosting social infrastructures with volunteer organizations, public transportation, and green spaces. It also encourages the government to track and stop harmful policies, products, and services that further isolate people. He didn't say I was going to be paid for. Who's going to pay for it, how much money it's going to cost, but it needs to be done.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure we'll be paying for it.
That is the Chewing the Fat Five.
And that was beautiful. Thank you.
Well, you're welcome.
I thought you were going to do the story about the Catholic health system in Oklahoma that has threatened to sue the federal government because it violated their First Amendment rights over a decision to deny re-accreditation to one of its hospitals if it doesn't follow an order to extinguish a long-lit sanctuary candle for safety purposes.
Holy cow.
So they've got some kind of eternal flame there.
Yes,
and the government is telling them to extinguish it.
That's correct. It's in the chapel. It's in the chapel. It's been there for, I don't know, 10, 15 years, something like that.
And it just continuously burns, right?
Correct.
And 15 years, and they haven't had a problem with it. But now, all of a sudden, sorry, that's a safety concern.
And they're using 2006 memorandum to state nursing home inspectors.
Oh, so it's a 2006, not law, but memo?
to state nursing home inspecters, okay?
Okay, you can't go against a memo.
No, you cannot.
No, not from 2006.
The memo.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, the memorandum says candles are the number one cause of fires in dwellings and cannot be allowed in residence rooms. Okay, well, it's not in a residence room; it's in a chapel, right? So, however, the memorandum also goes on to say, but it may be used in other locations where they are placed in a substantial candle holder and supervised at all times while they are lighted. That doesn't happen.
Well,
it's in a chapel.
Then they're going to get decredited.
I will say, this administration, man, they love the Catholics.
What is? Because the executive office is occupied right now by a super Catholic,
Right.
a super mega Doppler
He's
Catholic.
darn near the Pope.
Oh, almost. He might as well be Pope and president. Now, that would give him too much power, so we can't allow it. But what a Catholic he is. Am I right?
Yes.
He hasn't shut down the church yet, so that's pretty Catholic.
What more do you want?
He's investigating them. He's spying on them. He's surveilling them. He's got people hassling their hospital system. But, man, is he Catholic. Don't get him wrong. He is Mr. Catholicism.
Kidding, man.
Not a joke.
Nope.
Yeah.
Not a
it is
joke.
Not a joke.
Man, that is something else. All right, let me tell you about something that can make your life easier and tastier. It's called Factor. During the prime spring season, you need wholesome, convenient meals to energize you for warmer, more active days that are on the way. And keep you on track reaching your goals. Factor is America's #1 ready-to-eat meal kit. That is important to me. I want it to be ready to eat. Warm it up. It's delicious. You save time. You eat well. And you tackle everything on your to-do list. So if you're looking for calorie-conscious options ahead of summer, they have that. Delicious, dietitian-approved, calorie-smart meals with around or less than 550 calories per serving. If you need an extra boost of energy to support your wellness goals this spring, try Protein Plus meals. They've just the point is they've got a plethora of things to choose from, and it's all delicious. You're going to love it. Go to factor75.com/Pat40 and use the promo code Pat40, and you'll get 40% off your first box.
Nice.
40%! That's the code Pat40 at factor75.com/Pat40. All right? Do that today.
Just that simple. Just that simple.
It's just that easy. Yeah.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
So we're taking after the Catholic Church, and we're taking after just regular everyday people against a particular government plant with the help of China. Let me ask you a question, Pat. What would you do different?
What would you do differently if you're really trying to destroy the country?
What would you
I
do?
don't know. It's a good question, though.
What would you do different?
I don't think you need to do a single thing differently than the Biden administration has done. They're doing a great job with it.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Pat Gray is here
Yeah.
on the Blaze Radio Network.
Good morning, American. It's Friday.
Thanks for being with us. 888-900-3393, the number to call. And Judy has called it. Judy in Virginia. Hello. Welcome to the Blaze.
Hi, good morning.
Morning.
For bingo.
Yep. Good job.
Yay.
Where did your bingo occur, Judy?
It is the fourth column from the left, starting with Jeffy squared up.
Squared up. Yep.
I mentioned Jeffy having seen every show or movie.
Okay.
Deer in Kevlar.
Yes.
Keith sang of sorts.
Right. And?
And if you were trying to destroy the country.
What would you
go.
do
Well
differently?
done.
Exactly. Thanks for listening.
But this does not sound like the Judy.
Yeah, this can't be
Not that Judy.
not that
So,
Judy.
I mean, I guess
right.
there's multiple Judys in the world. That's a surprise.
You believe that? There's
I know.
more than one Judy.
Weird.
Huh. So, Judy, did we get you all lined up with the merchandise and the Kexi cookies?
You did. Could I give
Okay.
a shout out to my husband, Mauve Giblets, who is listening?
No,
All
no,
right.
you cannot do that.
Yeah,
No,
she just did.
Not allowed.
She just did. All right, thanks, Judy. 888-900-3393. By the way, if you didn't win the prize today, which includes, of course, the Kexi cookies, you need to purchase some for Mother's Day. Make sure your mom gets some delicious cookies for Mother's Day.
Still time?
Still time. You have until Monday for guaranteed delivery by Mother's Day.
Good.
So you can just sneak in under the wire And we've got the really great German chocolate cookie. We have the sugar lemon with the lemon curd inside of it.
I'm fascinated by
the hummingbird
bird cake.
The hummingbird. What is she? It's a hummingbird bar. So it's not
bar.
It's not a loaf. It's not a cake. It's a hummingbird bar. And all kinds of deliciousness in that. So Keksi.com, KEKSI.com. Use the promo code TheJeffy. You get 18% off.
You're welcome.
Let me eat! No, nobody's stopping you, Jeffy. Nobody wants to get between Jeffy and food.
I have not tried the bird bar yet.
Yeah,
the hummingbird bar yet. But
you should try
I'm looking forward to it.
All right, we got some tweets here from Ban Rectal Gas Emissions. Nice. We were talking about the Proud Boys and what it was they did. Did they parade?
Right.
Did they mill around?
We know that it was seditious conspiracy, but...
this says, Pat, the Proud Boys meandered as well. I didn't realize that. So 20 years isn't sufficient then.
That's all under seditious conspiracy.
Right. I mean, they should get the death penalty. Am I right?
You're right.
Can we bring back the guillotine?
I
don't see why not. That's what they should get, the guillotine. There's no easy day, tweets, if they delete all references to being there on January 6th. They will say you hindered their investigation and add another made-up felony charge.
That's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
That's a rock and a hard place, man, because you're right. You should delete it and not say a thing to anyone. But if they already know, now you're still screwed.
Right. Yep. From Jeffy's mother in the moon... I only thought about going to the Capitol on 1/6. I'm still waiting for the thought police to come break my door down. This tweet will automatically self-destruct in 10 seconds.
Oh, they're coming.
Pat's yellow headphone sticker. That's nice that it has set up a Twitter account now. I like that. Somehow the FBI tracked down a couple in Alaska that never even entered the Capitol.
Oh, yeah.
Yet they can't find the one person out of 22 that leaked the Dobbs decision. Dobbs must have leaked it at night. Yeah, because you can't see anything.
You can't see anything at night. We got to go back and find that audio clip. That's such an awesome clip.
It was night.
It was night. It was dark.
And?
Okay, thanks. Appreciate it.
Okay. Let's see.
That was Link Ray, right? That said that. Yeah, I mean Christopher Ray.
Yes, yes, it was Christopher Ray. Francis H.C. tweets, reports of deathbed confessions can't be fact-checked. Very true.
Huh.
Yeah, well, I think that's a reference to the moon guy.
Yeah.
Who somebody confessed on their deathbed that
but it can be fact-checked
someone.
Because he made a video of it that got destroyed by accident.
Oh, yeah, and let me quickly give the website address for the millionth time in this interview.
You got to hawk your wares, man. That's
yeah, he did. And he did.
Yes, he did.
He did. McFlurry tweets, you ever seen the documentary Apollo 18? That was the reason we didn't go back to the moon. I have not seen
Apollo 18. I don't know
No.
I've seen that. Although my
Of course,
wife
we
watches
only
all
actually
those.
went to Apollo 17. So Apollo 18 didn't happen.
So maybe
maybe
actually a movie.
Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know either.
I want to see it though now. Now, if there really is a documentary Apollo 18,
Is that just a joke?
that's what I'm trying to decipher here. I'm not really sure. I am blessed. Tweets: if Joe told me I was yummy, I would throw up. But if a normal guy told me that, I'd be flattered. That's in reference to the Tucker Carlson thing, where he said somebody was yummy, and that was misogynist, hateful, and ridiculous, I guess.
So Apollo 18 is a film from 2011, American-Canadian science fiction horror.
Oh. It's American-Canadian science fiction horror. I don't believe I've ever seen that category before.
How you have?
In the Academy Award for American-Canadian science fiction horror goes to...
Apollo 18. Come on down.
All right. Sarah, U.S., tweets, speaking of yummy, I've used that reference when talking about a man. Oh, wow.
See?
Oh, that's just hateful, though, and hate-mongering. Yeah, if you were called yummy, and it's almost too much to conceive, but if you were called yummy by anybody, Would you be flattered or pissed?
Oh,
Obviously you'd be flattered. Am I right?
well, yes,
Yes.
but I don't appreciate the way you're
What?
you're
The way I
saying
set
it.
that up? How would you like me to set it up?
I don't know.
Obviously, Jeffy, you're quite yummy. So if somebody said it to your
Thank you.
face, is that better?
It makes sense.
All right.
Thank you.
Jimmy Dimples tweets, maybe the yummy woman thought Tucker was a cannibal. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's possible.
One more tweet that I want to reference that I found yesterday that is really funny, and we still have the writers' strike going on with the Writers Guild of America, and they have the picket line is going on, and they're still we're getting Instagram posts and Twitter account postings from the strikers, and my favorite picket sign. My favorite on strike sign, they all have their strike signs, Writers Guild of America, is this one that I saw under a Twitter account, F you, I quit. The Writers Guild of America, succession without writers is just apprentice. And look how that worked out.
That's good.
That's awesome.
It's good.
That's an awesome sign.
Takes too long to read because most people are just passing by on on foot or in the car, and they're not going to be able to read that. So it's probably stupid to write that much.
Posted online.
But he did post it, so there you go. Who do you favor in the writers' strike? I just want it resolved.
I want it resolved. The writers need to be paid. There's no question.
Yeah,
The
if their
writers
stuff
need to
is
be
going
paid.
streaming,
yes,
why wouldn't you pay them for
writers
that?
need to be paid. It's ridiculous, and it's to live off the way it was done in the past is wrong. We're not living in the past anymore. It's a new world, so let's step up. I'm sorry that you're going to have to pay out another millions of dollars to the writers that you like to deep pocket, but that's the way it goes.
I'm not sure that they're going to see it that
No,
way.
they do not see it that way at all.
But, they probably should. Well, they absolutely should. Because if your work is appearing somewhere and you're not being paid for that, it's just wrong.
Correct.
So it is. And it's a new world that involves, I'll bet you most people like us watch streaming more than network television.
Oh,
by
100%.
Far.
100%.
By
I
a
still
lot.
watch a few shows on network. There are some shows on network
you're kidding.
television that I do watch that aren't bad that I'm enjoying.
Uh-huh. Is there anything you've ever seen that you didn't enjoy? Because you consume almost everything.
Yeah, I mean, there's some shows that there's shows that I watch because my wife and my daughter are watching it. Like the 911 shows and 911 Lone Star and stuff like that. So a few of the hospital shows, I'm up to date on the characters and what's going on with them because they're being watched in my house.
Sure,
but I don't. They're okay.
Right.
Okay. I like making fun of them with with my wife and my daughter, but they're worth watching.
Yeah.
But there's a few new shows out there that are great. Like the FBI shows are getting they're agonizing. CBS is so woke, and they put in so much wokeness inside the shows.
I can't take it.
But the main FBI show, I like how they catch the criminals. I like how they use modern technology to catch the criminals. I like the way they do that. And sometimes it's a new way of saying, television makes it seem like when the police come to your door without a warrant, that you're the bad person for not letting them in. I freaking hate that so much. But that's the way they do it for them,
Yeah.
But I like the detective shows and stuff. There's a new detective show, I think, on ABC called Will Trent. I really like that show.
It's called what?
Will Trent.
Will Trent.
Struggling detective series. I like the struggling detective shows.
There's another new category to me.
Struggling detectives?
I didn't realize that was a whole category.
I love struggling detectives, especially the European struggling detective shows.
Right.
Those are awesome.
Oh, man. You said a mouthful there. And the Emmy for struggling detective shows
Struggling detective shows.
goes to the European one.
Love them. Like
Okay.
the Wallander,
Yeah.
for example, stuff like that. And
Yeah.
Netflix has the young
Sure.
Wallander.
Yeah, it's good stuff. I think it's Netflix. I started into True Lies the series.
Oh, yeah.
You know, because I like the movie a lot.
I haven't broke. I've watched. Did I watch the first episode
of True Lies?
Yeah.
I decided it was too stupid. It was. Come on, it's just ridiculous. So couldn't quite get through it. But that will not be winning any Emmys or Academy Awards anytime soon. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. All right, 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. The fight over, whether or not people are men or women, whether or not there's 2 genders or 200, whether or not you can actually use the word woman, whether or not men can compete against women because I identify as a woman but still have all the man parts. And it's okay, I guess, to be in the locker rooms and the restrooms and compete against them in sports. All of those things. And so people feel fairly strongly about it, I think, on both sides of this issue.
They do.
Like this particular woman who raised her voice a bit. Is this a board meeting of some kind?
The San Francisco Board of Supervisors is meeting, and a pro-trans activist are there. There's more than one, but she or they or them or
probably they,
he, him, whatever is speaking, and they're protesting the death of this Banco Brown.
And who's Banco Brown?
Banco Brown is a black member of the transgender community who was shot and killed after allegedly trying to steal from local Walgreens.
So shot and killed while committing a robbery. Interesting.
Here we go.
Here we go.
My name is Leah McGeever. I live in D6.
Okay, this is her.
Take off the mask, moron.
Well, she does in a second.
For the reasons that led up to Banco Brown's death. So
the theft.
Okay, so stop this for pause for just a second. All right, so in so many of these instances, we've seen the protest where they just holler, they bark, they scream.
Yep.
We watched one that we didn't share on the air yesterday morning where the guy is yelling that you're stupid, F you, and they ask him, can you give me reasons why you're against puberty blockers?
For children, for small children. He's wearing a billboard that says that.
And the guy says, I can give you 10,000 of them. You suck and F you. And it's a little shy of 10,000.
But only 9,998.
It is kind of my new favorite line, though.
Yeah, it's great. I'll give you 10,000.
I'll give you 10,000 of them. You suck. F you. Okay.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Shut down Billboard Chris, that's for sure. All right, we're going to get back to this in just a second.
Okay.
I'm going to have to leave you in suspense for a minute because we've got to tell you about Books.
Okay.
It is Mother's Day coming up a week from Sunday, okay? And we made sure to get you 20% off so you can thank your moms, your wives, your girlfriend, your boyfriend. I mean, it's misogynistic to say that these are only for women.
Thank you.
Right? Who's with me on this? So you can share, your love for your mom with a beautiful bouquet from Books. I just mentioned a few times that the last Books bouquet I got my wife lasted 16 days. Fantastic. Now, you could give her regular Flowers Day flowers, that you pick up at Kroger or something. Or you can make her day spectacular with flowers from Books. Here's what's different about them. Their flowers are sourced directly from the best farms and cut fresh, so they last way longer. They even have flowers grown on the sides of volcanoes, which makes them really healthy and vibrant. Books offers a huge selection, too, of unique designs. You'll never find those on the other sites. You could pick her favorite tulips or lilies or send a bright and beautiful bouquet to make up for some of the gray hairs you gave your mom when you were younger. So Mother's Day is May 14th, a week from Sunday. Order your Books right now. While you're there, check out their flower subscription so mom feels your love all year long. Go to Books.com, Bouqs, Books.com, promo code PAT, and get 20% off.
Pat Gray Unleashed. Missed an episode? Catch up anytime, anywhere podcasts are found. Pat Gray will be right back.
Thanks for being here. 888-900-3393. Got some tweets from Pat Unleashed. The Knights who say nigh. Pat Unleashed. Really, Pat needs to get Sarah Gonzalez opinion on the Ed Sheeran issue. She's a slight fan of his.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we
big
should see what
time.
she thinks.
She's got the big poster of him in her room back there and everything. Oh,
Yeah. Call it like I see it. Tweets, why do the Marxists only scream for people like Elon or Trump to pay their fair share and not LeBron or Durant or Curry? It's a good
It is
question.
interesting,
isn't it, though? Two-Spirit Penguin. What, no pickleball players on the list of the richest athletes?
Not yet.
Clearly, there are pickleball phobes in the sports world.
Not yet.
Teddy Ballgame60 tweets, not only did the Proud Boys commit seditious treason and meandering, but there was also lollygagging going on.
Oh, my gosh.
No wonder.
This is why we need to reinstate just Town Square.
They should never see the light of day again. Ever.
They might not.
Ever. And from Smallmouth Bass, Kurt, let me try this again. Had a real heavy lady in a club once tell me that she could just gobble me up. I left. Imagine Jeffy saying that to some lady. I think it might be a reference to
I'm
you
going to tell you
being
something.
overweight.
We're going to move on from the fat shaming before I get pissed.
Right, that's
That's
true.
what's going to happen.
Well, I can't.
Okay.
I can't abide the fat shaming. I just can't abide it. And
Is that
so
right?
I'm
Is that
with
right?
you on that.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate it.
You know you have my full support. You know that on the fat shaming issue.
I do?
Yeah,
I mean, I
absolutely.
I feel,
you know that.
okay.
You know you do.
All right. I mean, thank you.
You're
So,
welcome.
I want to get back to the death of Benko Brown.
Yes.
The black member of the transgender community who was shot and killed after allegedly trying to steal from a local Walgreens.
Mm-hmm.
So on Tuesday, we wanted to hear from Leah McGeever. And she wanted to let people know how she hated the board members, and she just didn't have the words to
Okay.
explain her hate.
So she's quite passionate, you're saying. And here's what
That's
happened.
the word.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's a little historical, maybe a little poetic, whatever.
Whatever. Take off
There's
your
a lot
mask.
of performative people on this board who will say one thing in support of black people, homeless people, trans people, and then immediately stab you in the face, being racist, transphobic, anti-homeless. So I don't have any words prepared today.
Seems like
I
you
just
do.
want you to feel our pain. I don't know if you can at this point based off your policy choices, but I have to pretend you have some form of empathy left.
I love this.
So-
oh, here comes the mascot.
I am going to spend the next minute screaming because that is what is going on in here. That is what the trans genocide in this country,
The
in
trans
this city,
genocide.
has brought me to.
Oh, God. I can't take
I laughed all the way through this. Yes. I'm still laughing now.
Imagine that!
Okay, that's just mental illness. You know, just mentally ill.
I hate what you've done to us! I hate what you're doing to us! I hate you, Board of Supervisors! I hate you, London Breed!
I've never felt that
I
way
hate
about Board of
you,
Supervisors,
Jenkins!
to be honest.
Keep in mind, she's talking to liberals. She's talking to
Right,
all
San
progressives.
Francisco.
That's how radical these people are. The San Francisco board of whatever is not radical enough for her.
Y'all have these armed guards. He's walking
Oh yeah, then you
free.
can go. I mean, they're still yelling.
Wow, jeez, that is sick.
I mean,
She's just sick.
I know.
Should she be walking the streets? No, she should be in an asylum somewhere.
I mean, and we've got that. That's San Francisco. New York, we have protests now where they're going. I mean, they'll burn the streets for this Neely death. In
Yeah,
the
it
subway.
seems the hate and the violence is coming from them.
Absolutely.
But how about the white genocide that's going on right now? The white cisgender genocide. That's what we should be talking about. We're the ones who are so hated and reviled. Wow, that's crazy. That is. By the way, was she a trans woman or a trans man? I'm
Yes,
not sure which.
yes.
Yes. Okay. I'm not sure which way she's going and from whence she came. Frankly, couldn't quite tell where they were on that spectrum.
I'm not sure when.
All right, birth, gender, and now. Which way did it go? I don't know. I don't know. But maybe I'm not supposed to. Perhaps.
That's the problem. You even asking.
Yeah, right.
All right.
Perhaps they're non-binary.
What's it to you?
Yeah, that's right. And we don't need to label anybody, male or female.
Thank you.
Okay?
Sick of labels.
Get over that.
You and your two-gender world.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Whatever.
In a minute, we're going to show you, I don't think we have time for it right here, but there was a girl who testified before a school board, and she did a little better than our trans friend here.
Really?
Yeah,
she did better than an adult human being?
Yeah, right. Huh. Yeah. And I think she's a high school student or junior high student, and she testified to the school board. She was not pleased with what's going on as far as the trans situation at her school.
She probably shouldn't be.
And
these schools are out of control.
Yeah. And fortunately, you've got some girls who are speaking out about it now, who are brave enough to stand up and say, look, why don't our feelings count in this? Why is it only theirs you're considering? We'll get to that in just a minute. Also, interesting Jeffrey Toobin interview. You might remember Jeffrey from CNN. Had a little issue with a computer conference that he was doing. It was on. Yeah, that's right, Mama.
He was having sex with himself.
Yes, he was. Yeah, he was. And
he gives an excuse. He lets us know what actually happened.
All right, so we'll clear that all up. Coming up.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
I'm sorry, what?
Suck my tongue.
Okay. No, thank you.
Just asking.
Yeah, I don't. But thank you for asking.
You can always say
Appreciate
no.
the invitation, but gonna pass on that very kind invitation of yours.
In the past, you used to be able to ask anything. People could say no.
Yeah,
but
I mean, there was a time when it was appropriate to say
my tongue.
Yeah, to a 7-year-old.
You don't get those days back.
You don't, and never were they, actually. So weird. All right, 888-900-3393. We have all this trans stuff, and it's gotten completely silly. I mean, with that woman screaming at the San Francisco Board of Supervisors meeting, and she just screams. Really, really strange. Get her some help. She should be in an asylum. Really. Yeah. Like she's being murdered or something.
She wanted you to feel her pain.
Yeah.
For the trans genocide that's happening.
The trans genocide. Wow. Also, speaking of the trans situation, we told you there was a student testifying to a school board about what, I don't know, maybe you might want to consider the girls involved here. Here's what she said.
And only ladies and gentlemen it is and shall always be. I am an 18-year-old high school student and wanted to take this time to bring to your attention the current issue with biological men claiming they are women and in turn truly believing that they are entitled to use women's spaces. There was an incident within our district that occurred recently regarding a transgender woman who really is a biological man having an altercation with a young woman at MLK High School. It was infuriating when I had seen the video on social media, but what was detrimental to this is the fact that this man is and has been using the women's restroom and locker room. Firstly, the question we must address is why are we affirming the mental confusion of this boy and putting the safety of women in jeopardy by allowing mentally confused men to use the women's spaces? Of course, any male who claims he is a woman will accept it. But what about the women? What about the true girls like myself who are female down to our DNA? Why don't we ever get a say in whether or not we are comfortable with it? The truth is we aren't. The majority of us aren't, and yet nothing has been done to protect the safety of these women.
Thank you.
I will conclude with this. It all starts with you. You are in charge of the safety of us women and the kids of our parents. So please do something about it. Thank you.
Nice. Really well put.
I give back the rest of my time.
Yeah. The 40 seconds left, you can have them now. That is tremendous. How do you hear that and completely discount it?
This was in California. Martin Luther King High School in Riverside, California. And I mean, it's a California.
Yeah.
That's one of their mother states.
There's still people with common sense in California. Out of the 38 million people, there's 3 or 4 who still have common sense. So that's great. She's obviously one of the 3 or 4. But brilliant points. Why don't you ever consider the feelings and the comfort level of the girls involved? It's unbelievable that they don't. And when you hear that as a school board member, do you just think, what a bigot? You're just going to have to put up with it. I mean, that must be what they're thinking.
Has to be, right?
Because have they made any changes? I don't think so. Are they planning to? I doubt it.
I mean, the biological males are just entitled to use those spaces.
Yeah. Incredible. It's incredible. And how do you know that they even identify really, that they for real identify as a woman?
Because they said so.
You don't know that. Yeah, you don't know that.
They said so.
I mean, do they have to... Is there a standard for identifying as a woman? If you've dressed as a woman in school for years, or you've talked about it for years, and everybody knows that's the case, even then, if you still have the male genitalia, sorry, you're not going into the girls' locker room. No. Now, when you turn that inside out or outside in, you reverse it, the male part. Then, I mean, we could talk about it. But until that time...
Of course, if you have the surgery, you're in.
If you have the surgery...
I believe. Now, I know that differs from a number of people on this very network, in fact. But I believe if you've gone through the surgeries...
Okay.
You got it. Go ahead.
Yeah, but if you have a noodle, I'm sorry, you don't belong in the girls' locker room or their bathroom. No,
I know. No,
it's just stupid. It's insane and it's unsafe. We're so often told about how unsafe things are from the right. What about this?
I know.
This is just insanity. Also, the Colorado Education Association, largest union in Colorado, representing more than 39,000 education professionals, recently passed a resolution that claimed, quoting now, capitalism inherently exploits children, public schools, land, labor, and resources, unquote. During a recent assembly meeting, a disgruntled CEA member walked out in disgust over the anti-capitalist declaration. How about that?
Good.
And shared a screenshot of the resolution with a federal official. Copies of the original and final resolution were then shared with media. The original version of the resolution read, "The CEA believes that capitalism requires exploitation of children, public schools, land, labor, and or resources, and therefore the only way to fully address systemic racism, the school-to-prison pipeline, climate change, patriarchy, gender and LGBTQ disparities, education inequality, and income inequality is to dismantle capitalism and replace it with a new, equitable economic system." These are the people educating children in Colorado.
What is the new equitable? What was the equitable?
Economic system.
Economic system.
Yeah.
New equitable economic system. What would that be?
Man, well, it'd be communism, of course, because the great thing about communism is
the great thing.
One of the many great things about communism is it doesn't exploit anyone. Am I right? There's no exploitation in a communist regime. If there's one thing we've witnessed, since Karl Marx wrote the Communist Manifesto, it's the total and complete success of the capitalist system. I mean, the communist system.
Yeah.
Wow, that was horrible of me to slip like that. Yeah, there's no exploitation. People are totally free, and man, do economies thrive under communism.
So this isn't really a new economic system. I mean, we're gonna just try to get back to doing it correctly.
Yes, get to doing it correctly, because no one ever has. So that might lead you to believe that there's no way to do it correctly, but that would be wrong, of course.
You
would
would
stupid.
say that, Mr. Capitalist.
How does capitalism exploit children? Public schools, labor, resources. How does it? Because we're thriving, we use a lot of resources.
Yeah, and they'll say, they just busted or fined a bunch of McDonald's, right, for using young kids for workers. And
yeah, but that's illegal, so that's not a capitalist problem.
No,
that's a problem of the
problem
McDonald's owners that are using 10-year-olds, sometimes for free, to work until...
Yeah, I read that. I was weird.
Were they work until 1 in the morning? Or?
But were they the kids of the owners?
I don't. I don't know.
I didn't
know that they ever specified.
I never saw that it was specified, because I had a feeling that might be the case.
Mm-hmm.
That the reason they didn't specify is because of that.
Yeah,
that
maybe
the 10-year-olds were the children of the owners of the franchise.
Because it sounds a lot worse if it's not their kids,
right?
So I don't know.
I mean, obviously they'll say it's still illegal.
Yeah,
but. I mean, people would say if it's your kids.
That's well put, Jeffy.
That's my argument.
You can't argue with that point. You just can't.
I mean, I agree.
Yeah, I hear you.
What more you want from me?
No, you said it all. You said it all when you said. Let me tell you about Real Estate Agents I Trust. If you've ever bought or sold a house in your life, you know that the process could be overwhelming, super stressful. It's all you think about while it's going on, because you're worried that it's not going to sell quickly, and when it doesn't sell quickly, usually the price comes down. So you need a great realtor who can give you really good advice and help you get this done. Whether you should repair certain things or replace countertops or redo your bathroom, whatever the case may be, they can help you out with that. And will you get the money out of it if you invest in those kinds of things? These things and so many more. Why it's important to have the best real estate agent you can. Real Estate Agents I Trust, a company Glenn founded, can help you with it. They'll put you in touch with the absolute best. Process is simple. Just go to realestateagentsitrust.com today and give us some basic information. Then our team contacts you to make an introduction to our preferred agent in your area. That's realestateagentsitrust.com.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Have you seen this latest list of Jeffry Epstein acquaintances?
I have.
Yeah.
I have.
It's
I want
kind
to be
of
clear.
strange.
I am not on the list.
You're not on the list.
Disappointingly so, but I am not on the list.
Wow.
I mean, had Jeffrey said, "Hey, want to come to the island?"
Mm-hmm.
I'd have been there.
If he would have said, "Hey, come to dinner," you'd have gone to dinner at Jeffrey Epstein's house,
I'm
right?
not turning down dinner with anyone,
No.
to be honest. So,
again, don't get between Jeffy and food. It's just not good for your health. But they're making a big deal out of the fact that he met with people like Noam Chomsky. This is years after registering as a sex offender. According to bombshell documents, the disgraced financier also met with top officials, including the current CIA director, William Burns. I don't know why anybody would be surprised about Noam Chomsky hanging out with him. Is it because he's a communist? He's a douchebag? What?
Yes.
What surprises you about this?
So the connections that they're trying to make to is really amazing. I mean, so I mean, you couldn't even say hello to him.
Yeah. Right. After the conviction or whatever.
Right.
So is it our obligation never to talk to anybody again who has been convicted of this? Because that's what you'd have to assume.
100%.
Some of the people that are being brought into this. Like Woody Allen, for instance. They said that Woody Allen went to his house dozens of times, and every time it was with his wife, Soon Yi. Okay, well then he's not getting together with underage girls then, and there were probably no girls there at the dinner he went to in New York.
You're assuming.
I'm assuming.
Woody's been run through the mill these days.
But if your friends, they lived in the same neighborhood.
Right.
So if you're friends with Jeffrey Epstein and he invites you to dinner, are you not going to go? No, I'm sorry, you're a registered sex offender now. I'm not going. So is it our obligation never to talk or speak or associate with him afterwards? Or is there forgiveness? I don't know.
There's no forgiveness in today's world, right?
No, there's not. No, and the only allegation here is that they did this after his conviction.
Right. Now, I will say that I would treat this like I would treat someone who was at the January 6th protest. If you tell me, hey, I was at January 6th protest, I'm not talking to you.
Really?
Yeah.
You're not?
I'm not talking to you.
Okay.
In fact, I'm going to ask you to leave. All right? I'm not going to leave.
Well,
I'm
yeah,
not gonna
I mean,
leave where
that's...
I'm at. I'm going to ask you to leave.
Okay.
You need to leave my space.
Yeah, your orbit, if you will.
Yes, that's correct.
I didn't mean that in a... Well, I did.
Yes, you did.
Yes, I did. Your gravitational pull. So
I thought you're on my side with the whole fat
No,
shaming
I am. I
thing,
won't
but-
abide it. I will not abide the fat shaming.
You know what we have to do, though? Seriously, today, before we leave, we have to thank this audience. The Pat Gray Unleashed audience.
Yes.
You guys are
phenomenal.
Awesome. Unbelievable.
We got our
Great
third
news
machine
yesterday.
accomplished.
Yes.
Our third ultrasound machine.
For preborn. How awesome is that? And we were trying to get this done, before Mother's Day. So there's still time to get 4. I mean, it's never...
Yeah.
Roll the tote board. We got 3. Who's going to give me 4?
And this is without 7-Eleven stepping up with $2 million.
The Southland Corporation.
Yeah. So thank you so much for everything you've done on the preborn front, especially.
Kidding.
But that is fantastic. So we decided, all right, we still have a little over a week to go before Mother's Day. That was our original goal. So let's see if we can get a 4th done
it'd be
by
awesome
Mother's
if we
Day.
did. I mean, I would love to see...
Preborn.com/Pat. Enter Pathead Machine if you'd like to give for the 4th ultrasound.
They say that 80% of the women thinking about abortion, once they see the ultrasound, decide to have their child.
Yeah.
I would hope that with the purchase of these machines and making them available, that we get that number up.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I want it to be higher. Obviously it should be 100%, but for sure it needs to be higher than 80%, because as well as I do how you look at those ultrasound pictures. You hang them on your refrigerator, you show them to your friends, you post them around, because guess what? It's your child.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's incredible. And to think that it's to get rid of something like that it's
incredible.
Horrific.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And Democrats worship at that altar for some reason.
They do.
They like nothing more than abortion. It's their thing. 888-900. So again, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you so much. And this, actually, the idea came from audience. And so it initiated with you, and now you've seen it through, and we appreciate it.
And I will say, I hope Preborn lets us slap a Pat Gray Unleashed bumper sticker on those machines. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Yes. That'd be great. Yeah. All right. Mattel has announced they have a new Barbie. It's the Down syndrome Barbie.
Yeah.
A lot of people, speaking of preborn, a lot of people are calling that a really good pro-life development from Mattel.
Oh.
Yeah, because
I think we talked about. Did I not bring
many Down syndrome?
Because we had the pictures of them and everything in Dallas. Maybe I just did it on Chewing the Fat, which you should subscribe to, by the way, my daily show. It's part of their new program of all inclusivity in the dolls, and it has the special pendant that hangs with the doll with the special, like the 21st chromosome or whatever for the Down syndrome doll. I mean, it's
nice.
Yeah,
it's nice. I mean, because so many Down syndrome babies are aborted because when you find that out, a lot of people choose abortion. So that's why they're saying Mattel has actually done something pro-life.
That's true. They're changing it up with different, the different look Barbies. I haven't seen a Barbie fat enough for me yet, to be honest.
Yeah, I was going to say, now they need a hippo-sized Ken doll where you can see yourself represented.
Why would it be a...
Well, because hippos, in the animal world, they're... I guess that's the athletically overweight animal that I can think of in the.
I'm going to let you go with that.
The animal world.
I'm going to let you go with that because I think you're right. Actually,
like if I said elephant size, then elephants aren't really athletically overweight. They're just gigantic.
So the times that you've used the elephant size,
that's wrong.
You're taking that back.
Should have been hippopotamus.
I'm actually okay with that.
Are you okay with that?
I'm a fan of hippos.
All right.
Absolutely.
So we need a hippopotamus-sized Ken doll from Mattel now.
And call it
the Jeffy.
Yeah. I don't want the Ken doll. I want the Jeffy. Yeah, I want the Jeffy doll. I want that to happen, actually.
Yeah. You can use the Jeffy just like you can at Kexi.com and save 18%. 18% off your order at Kexi.com.
In fact, in today's world, I want the Jeffy Ken doll from Barbie.
From Mattel.
The hippo size Jeffy doll wearing a muumuu by Jeffy, as a matter of fact.
That would only be appropriate.
Right?
That would have to obviously be an accessory sold separately.
Oh, well, hello.
Because you want to make the most. You want to maximize your profits.
I hate capitalism so much.
Oh, man.
Oh.
You see, it's exploiting kids. That's what it's doing.
Right.
Just exploiting. That's all it does. And it creates income inequality. Not everybody makes the same amount of money, and I can't abide that either. I can't abide the fat shaming, and I can't abide income inequality. Dang it! So
we got to get. We teased Jeffrey Toobin. I think we have time for Toobin.
Yes. Yeah, we don't want to miss that.
Excuse. He was on News Nation.
Okay.
And with host Dan Abrams. And
okay.
He talked a little bit about Toobin.
Mm-hmm. And here it is.
This is the incident that occurred in 2020. Zoom, masturbation. Now former colleagues at The New Yorker were involved, among others. Subsequently fired from the magazine. You left CNN. What's life been like for Jeffrey Toobin?
Well, let's talk about the incident itself.
Yeah.
It was a disaster in my life. Self-inflicted, self-destructive, and something that I will regret for the rest of my life. I have no excuses. I have only apologies, which I have tried to offer to everyone involved, including very much my family, which was terribly embarrassed by it. But it's now more than 2.5 years ago, and a lot has happened, almost all good since then. And I feel like my life is in a very good place, actually.
And what exactly happened? Was it just you just left open the screen?
I'd rather not go into the grisly details. The only thing I'll say about it is I didn't know other people were on the Zoom call we're watching. I mean, this was not an intentional act.
That's not what Zoom is.
Right, because usually you're on a Zoom call by yourself. I didn't know there's other people on this Zoom call? What?
Come on, Joe.
Come on. That's lame.
I mean, to believe that, I didn't think other people on the Zoom call could see me.
Yeah.
I buy that.
Right.
But to think that I didn't think there was anyone else on the Zoom call. No, I mean, that's we
just
all have our
ridiculous,
our own lone Zoom calls.
And you see the people on the call.
Absolutely. I mean,
come on.
I don't know if you know that. This is what Zoom is.
Yeah.
And you know that.
It's to speak to other people, not yourself.
And see them.
Yeah, but that's an embarrassment that would be
tough,
impossible to move on
I
from.
know he said sorry and the family.
Yeah, and that's great. You don't have to apologize to me. I didn't see it. I don't care about it. Do what you want in your own spare time. However,
I did see it.
Did you see it?
Absolutely.
Is it fabulous?
It's great.
Yeah, I bet.
You think I'm not watching that? You're out of your mind.
But But, I'm sure your family was massively embarrassed.
Oh, yeah. And so are you. I mean,
and so are you. And so is he. Yeah.
Because he obviously thought that he was on the Zoom call.
But for him to
alone.
do the interview.
Oh, yeah. Awesome.
Show some giblets.
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's what, unfortunately, he was doing during the Zoom call, was showing some giblets. But we won't go there.
I got to go party. It's Cinco de Mayo. So
oh, yeah. Happy.
I'm going to go party.
Cinco de Mayo. We'll see you again on Monday. Have a great weekend.